All right, you guys, I'm going to be reading from the Real Housewives from the People Who Lived It, Not All Diamonds, and RHOA by Dave Quinn. We're going to talk about the whole Kandi, Portia, Phaedra, Carlos King situation. They used to always say, honey, in the rumor mill that Carlos King was fired. He, denied that. And it is right here, honey, in the book. So we'll start off with Kandi. No, we'll start out with Andy Cohen. No, wait a minute. All right, so, yeah, we'll start out with, dang, I'm trying to figure out where I'm at, where I'm gonna start, okay? So we'll start out with Kandi. So Kandi says, Phaedra and I got super close and had a lot of fun. Todd, Phaedra, Apollo, and I all would hang out as friends, but over the last 2 seasons, we started having a falling out. She got mad when I told Andy she should take the kids to see Apollo in prison. You should have stayed your ass out of that, Kandi. What is wrong with you? And there was the whole thing of her saying she was upset about Apollo having his motorcycle at our house, as if we were letting him hide stuff from her. It was just a bunch of little things. But on this show, not only do you have the drama when it happens, but then it comes on TV and happens again, which makes it worse because the fans are chiming in, and then you have to live it again at the reunion. And that makes it even worse. You never really have an opportunity to talk it through and dead the issue. So the things that were happening in season 7 and 8 were messed up in our friendship. But what happened in season 9, to me, that was the ultimate low. Sheree Whitfield. I sat on the stage like everybody else with my mouth open, literally crying because I couldn't believe it and was so upset. Kandi Burruss, you know that feeling when you find something out about someone and it triggers your mind to go in reverse and think about every moment that person was sitting right there with you and you didn't know they were the ones pulling the strings the entire time. That's how I felt about Phaedra. So that's why I was like, yeah, I can never come around her again or be involved with her or do business with her. And then Phaedra blamed everything on Carlos King, saying that he had been the one who told her that. Kandi Burruss, she blamed Carlos, but it was a effing lie. Carlos King. I never said anything to Phaedra about it, ever. Kandi Burruss, I guess Portia had a conversation with Phaedra right before the reunion to be like, are you sure Kandi said that to you? And Phaedra said yes. So then when she blamed Carlos at the reunion, Portia was like, no, but you told me Kandi said that to you out of your own mouth. Andy Cohen. None of us believed that was true. Phaedra had told Portia she heard it from Kandi directly, but was now pinning it on Carlos. It felt fishy. Kandi Burruss. To be clear, I don't just blame Phaedra. I had issues with Portia for a long time because I was like, what Phaedra said wasn't true. Like, god dang on well that we had a moment where it could have gone there and nobody made you. So stop trying to say that you believe anything this woman told you. But the fact that Phaedra said this to Portia off camera and then came back and tried to be like, oh, well, the producer told me to say it. Hell no. Cynthia Bailey. All I know is Phaedra is one of the smartest women on the show. I don't know if God himself could convince Phaedra to do something that she didn't want to do, let alone Carlos King. By that point, I had left the show. This is Carlos King. The season was wrapped and both Bravo and Andy knew I was moving on from the show. So when the allegations were made that I told Phaedra that rumor and people started saying that I had been fired from Bravo because of it, I was furious. Sezin Kabusuglu, I don't know who the heck that is. Maybe it's one of the producers. Carlos was not fired. We love working with Carlos. What Carlos brought to the show was just as important to the Real Housewives of Atlanta's success as anything, but Carlos was going in his own direction. His production company was taking off and he wanted to work on his own projects. It was a natural parting of ways. Carlos King. I'm usually a cool, easygoing guy, but I was shaking. I screamed. I cried. I thought my career was over. It was really bad. I remember Andy Cohen called my cell phone the day after filming the reunion and told me, and I just want you to know we do not believe this. We support you. Cynthia Bailey. I just remember walking away from the reunion thinking, wow, this has gone to a scary level of lowness now. If people can just make up stuff that's hurtful to hurt your character and your brand, and you have to watch it play out all season long, live on the TV, live on the TV and social media before you can ever be vindicated, that's a problem, because we're never going to get everyone to see the truth. So I got to be real careful now. A lot of people don't realize those rumors stuck around for a long time. Not every viewer makes it to the reunion. I still hear people be like, oh, isn't Kandi the one who was trying to, y'all know what, because I ain't gonna get into all of that. Y'all know the drugging Portia situation. Y'all know what we talk about. Like, you didn't see that ended up being exposed to be not true, but it's still out there on the internet. It stays out there. As a result, Phaedra was not asked to return to the cast for the show's 10th season. Kandi Burruss. Nobody assured me Phaedra wouldn't be coming back. Just said, I'm not going to be here if she's here. So if y'all want her to be here, that's fine. I'm just not going to be here. That was their own call, because obviously it wasn't just me she lied on. She lied on production. Either way, I knew I would never deal with her ever again. And this is the Sezen Cavusoglu person. I don't think it was a huge surprise for Phaedra. She saw it coming. She was caught red-handed at the reunion. Even when you watch that episode back today, you could see that she just gave up. She could have said some things to make it better, but she didn't. It was like she knew she would not be coming back from it. The whole situation was just beyond anything we had dealt with as a network before. It was important for us at that moment to show Kandi that we did not take what Phaedra did lightly. Cynthia Bailey. I had no idea Phaedra would be fired. I knew it wasn't a good look, but she was a big player on the show. She had a great relationship with Andy. She had a great relationship with the network. She would come to work and she knew how to play her cards right. So I didn't know if this was big enough for them to do that. Andy Cohen. I love Phaedra on the show. She made me laugh as consistently as Nene, which is saying something. But at the reunion, I felt like she was letting her peach slip away before her eyes. I kept throwing her life preservers to just try to save herself, to explain why she might have been so angry at Kandi to make something up like that, or to profusely apologize, but she couldn't save herself. Cynthia Bailey. And Andy pretty much all but said, girl, just apologize. Can you please just open your mouth and just say something? Can you show some kind of remorse? And she didn't. It was the weirdest thing. Sheree Whitfield. He kept asking her for an explanation, but she didn't have any. Cynthia Bailey. Phaedra's a lawyer, so maybe she saw an apology to mean an admission of guilt. Maybe that's why she was stuck. Because I couldn't understand for the life of me why she wouldn't just apologize, whereas Portia got it right away. That is the one thing that saved her in the situation, because a lot of people felt she was just as guilty. To this day, Kandi wants no parts of Phaedra. Kandi Burruss. I'm glad she was able to go about her life and do what she got to do. I'm going about my life, but we just never need to communicate or do anything ever again, period. How do I feel about all of this? Like I told y'all, all of this was dragged out by Kandi. Kandi and Todd was over there saying and doing suspicious shit too. to me, Kandi, she just sweeps a lot of the stuff that she does under the rug, like keeping Apollo's stuff, like he is a criminal. So why do you think it would be a good idea for you to hold his stuff? Then his wife don't know about it. Well, we wasn't trying to hide it from you. That's suspicious, okay? Then you got Todd, getting in the middle of Phaedra and Apollo's divorce. Well, she should be here for him. Why? Like I keep telling y'all don't owe nobody no loyalty that's not doing you the right way. Like Phaedra would always say, he should have been loyal and faithful to those kids and to her. And then he, she wouldn't have gave him no bad treatment. But yeah, she was on the run and stuff. She don't owe him all that kindness. I heard she was still paying his lawyer fees. And, during that time he had got arrested and headed back to prison. So that's a lie. You're a single mom. You got 2 boys to take care of. Like, he caused her a lot of hurt and pain. And it's so easy to sit on the sidelines, Kandi, and tell another woman what she should do. And Kandi is a member of the struggle bus. She is a woman that's willing to struggle to have love. And no disrespect to Todd, but Todd, he don't make as much money as Kandi. And Kandi has it set up like that on purpose. She likes to control everything. Okay, she even asked Todd before they got married. Well, we not getting married without the prenup, which is smart, but if you notice, Todd even said to her, look, I don't want your money. Like, damn, like you and your mother, y'all crazy. Because that's all Kandi thinks she's worth, some money. She loves using money to manipulate people, to get people to do what she wants them to do. Why do you think she traveled with some of the girls? That way, why y'all think she gave Portia that part in that play? That way you could take my side, have my back. She thought she was going to do that shiggity with Sonya. And Sonya said, honey, not today, and tomorrow don't look good either. I like Marlo more than you. Okay? So yeah, Kandi got her ways about her. But nobody ever talks about Kandi, Nobody talks the truth about her. I feel like everybody, for the most part, is very safe and easy with Kandi. They just sweep everything she says and does under the rug. Even Phaedra said that Kandi feels like she is beyond reproach. And they was over there lying and then Kandi, your stupid ass, go tell Phaedra she need to take those kids up to the prison. Child, no. Don't nobody owe Apollo that. Forget him. You will talk to the kids on the phone, but they don't need to come see you in that situation. You shouldn't have got yourself in that situation. And you had Kandi steady, intervening, and she should have just minded her own business. So she was wrong for that. She was wrong for that. Well, you chose to be with him. She can unchoose. Just because you marry somebody and they disrespect you, doing all this sneaky stuff behind your back, and you just supposed to be so loyal and faithful and take the kids to see them and bow down and acquiesce to them. And no, like, it don't go like that. So I really hate it. Like, that is values. And those are not Phaedra's values. Maybe those are Kandi's struggle values. Because y'all know she loved paying for her niggas. Okay, she loves shucking and jiving, honey, for these niggas. That way she got a dick in her bed. Okay, some women is like that. Okay. So, I'm just going to call this person SC, the Sezen Cavalusclu person. Okay, so SC. Meanwhile, people always ask for Phaedra to come back, which I get. Fans miss her and we miss her too. Kandi Burruss. I'll tell you what, if she comes back, you will not see me on this show ever again. Andy Cohen, A Boy Can Dream. There she is, you guys. That's why Real Housewives of Atlanta is sinking. Because Kandi needs to go. They should have been got Kandi off the show and brought Phaedra back. They really should have. I'm serious. And trust me, if they would have brought Phaedra back, Kandi would have eventually got over it. Because she wants that Bravo check. That Bravo check is helping her do a lot of stuff. Okay? So, the next part. After an explosive season packed with headlining-making allegations, producers turn to some familiar faces for its milestone 10th anniversary season, inviting Nene and Kim back into the fold. Okay, so that's pretty much, honey, what I got to say. We will pick up with this at another time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.